Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Washington State marriage battle. Homosexual marriage may soon be legal in Washington State as a bill passes in the Senate and heads to the State House of Representatives. Homosexual Democrat Senator Ed Murray, the sponsor of the new legislation, says, quote, "Marriage is how society defines you as a family," stating that those who support his legislation should not be accused of undermining family life or religious freedom. Traditional marriage supporters in the Senate don't see it that way, though, as an amendment was shot down that would protect photographers, cake decorators, and other business owners who support traditional marriage from refusing same-sex couples service. Opponents of the bill are promising to gather signatures for a statewide referendum to challenge the law, and if there are enough signatures, the law will be suspended until a November vote takes place. The law is slated to pass in June if the Catholic governor of Washington, Chris Gregory, signs the bill. CHA questions mandate. The head of the Catholic Health Association was once a supporter of Obamacare, but now she's not so sure. Sister Carol Keehan openly fought in favor of the Affordable Care Act against the objections of United States bishops, even procuring one of the pens that Obama used to sign the bill as a token of thanks for her support. Now, after publicly claiming that bishops and cardinals' concerns over the bill were baseless, she has released a new statement in light of recent events, saying that the CHA has expressed concern and disappointment about the decision to enforce Obama's mandate that strips Catholic institutions of their religious freedom. Keehan says she will be discussing it at the CHA board meeting on February 8th, since the impact of being told that even her organization does not fit the new definition of religious employers has jolted them. Fighting Filipino terrorism. Southeast Asia's most wanted terrorist is being reported dead, killed in the Philippines by a U.S.-backed airstrike. A camp of 30 militants, including terrorist Zulkifli Binir, was bombed in the middle of the night, killing Binir, two other prominent leaders of his group, and 15 of his men. Zulkifli Binir, also known as Marwan, had a $5 million price on his head for being involved in many previous bombings in the Philippines, ties to Abu Sayyaf and al-Qaeda terrorist groups, as well as a known trainer of jihadist militants. If the death of Marwan is confirmed, it will mark the most important hit on the terrorist group Jamaah Islamiyah, or Islamic Congregation, since January of 2011. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Primary concern. The Florida primary may not be over, as Newt Gingrich is making claims that may designate more delegates to his cause in the GOP race for presidential nomination. The Gingrich campaign is pointing out that according to Republican National Committee regulations, no state can award all of its delegates to the winner of its state primary until after April 1st. The former Speaker of the House is sending a representative of his camp back to Florida to investigate further and will most likely end up pushing for a proportional division of Florida state delegates in the vote for presidential nomination, according to the percentage of voters won during the primary. We'll have more on this story as it unfolds. And finally, the longest knot. In a world where divorce, adultery, and cohabitation seem to be the norm, it is important for young people to be reminded that marriages can be successful. Winners of the longest married couple contest were drawn from a pool of 256 marriages from 47 states, as identified by the U.S. leadership team for Worldwide Marriage Encounter, a faith-based marriage enrichment program. One encouraging note, 4 couples were married 78 years ago, with many other couples participating who had been married 70-plus and 60-plus years as well. The longest married couple nominated are Wilbur and Teresa Fayes of Las Vegas, tying the knot on April 14th in 1933 and married for 78 years. You can get more information on this year's longest married couples on our resource page by clicking on the link right outside the screen. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex, where Michael comes to us from Africa once again. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.